we're gonna start off right now with the Diddy situation, and it does not look good. I felt so bad when I was reading the article and I saw where they stated that the girls had to leave. I don't know if it was because it was just too much. Like, I don't know if I was going through something, if I was dealing with somebody as a mother who was going through something like that, a mother of children, I would want my daughters in a situation like that. Yeah, they can support,
You
but
would
to
or
hear
wouldn't? You
all,
said you wouldn't.
I would not.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I know. I think especially a situation like this when it's about abuse and like sexual abuse, um, you know, we have to still protect our children, even if it's from our own family. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you need to protect their innocence at all costs. Yeah, they're like in high school, or did they graduate already?
Yeah, I know one that's the one older one, and then there's two
I
that
think the twins are either they're
Or like
supposed to
in
I don't
12th
graduate.
I
grade or
don't
something like that. But I just still feel like, eh, there's a point, where we need to protect our children. I feel like we're in a day and age where we just feel like our children can handle it and, they're more mature and everything like that. But I just really feel like, children have a place, and in the courtroom, you never know what a witness might say, what might come out. You just never know. And I feel like, they're gonna need therapy if they're not already in therapy, because this is their father that is being accused of all these things. And, children or even grown-ups don't even know how to always process something like this. This is very traumatic. This is very, even if the allegations are not true, still this is a very life-changing experience. And I can't imagine a young person being able to process everything that they're hearing and everything that they're going through. And when they have to leave the courtroom and they're around their peers and they're at school and they're on the internet and they're reading different things that are being said about their dad, I just don't know that allowing them to be in the courtroom to hear the most raw versions of these stories
like
is
actually
appropriate.
testimonies. Yeah. I
Yeah.
I agree with you, Ashley. That's a tough one. I didn't read where they were escorted, they had to leave or anything like that. I did see like clips here and there, and just I know at the beginning it was definitely they were finishing up the jury selection, and then started getting into the opening statements and having calling a couple witnesses. So I hope they were kind of escorted out after, right before that those testimonies came out, because people are stating there, when you're under oath like that, you're obviously stating facts that have happened, and you want to, you're there
Yeah.
for a reason. And that is tough. I understand they want to be there to support their father. And as well as the fact that some of them are a little older, adults, young adults, but at the same time, this is stuff that's obviously like evidence, and also now going to be held against him or whatever the case may be, in the court of law. So it's like, this is tough. I
Yeah.
mean,
And
it's
so the latest story that they're
heavy.
saying is that Diddy hired an escort and made him and Cassie have sex in front of him and made him pee in her mouth. So, I mean, this is the thing. It's like, are we saying like this actual situation of them, like him peeing in her mouth, was that like abuse, or was this something that they just partook in? Is that what the defense is saying? Like, this is just like how they normally, have sexual relations? Like, what is the defense saying in this situation?
I'm no lawyer, no judge, no none of that. I have been asked to go to jury duty and been dismissed a couple times. But this right here, I don't think he's on trial for the sexual stuff. I feel like what people do in their bedrooms and their homes is their thing. Now,
Right.
when it becomes criminal, that's what I think this is a testament to his character and coercion and just very much intimidation. Um, so I'm not sure, the difference of what the evidence is going, but I don't think he's on trial for that. They're just really showing his
Yeah.
character. So, when you start doing this, all these sexual things. And again, what people do behind closed doors is their thing. Fine, whatever. But now it's coming to the forefront of who you really are and what you're into. And people are gonna, the public is gonna judge. So I don't know if that's, the prosecuting sides, what they're trying to show, like, he is someone who has these, levels of X, Y, and Z. But they're presenting their case. So the thing is, we're gonna find out as the public eventually. I always say what's done in the dark comes to the light. So we're just gonna be sitting here watching this, and I'm sure it's gonna be some kind of like Law and Order episode coming out like later on or something like that.
Yeah,
So
they about to make documentaries for ages about Diddy and this whole situation, just like they did one with R. Kelly, the whole Me Too movement with Epstein. Like, I feel like, first of all, people are really interested in seeing like these great men,
these moguls.
these moguls get taken down. It's interesting to people. People love to dig in and see these people be pulled and ripped apart. Their lives just 1 minute, like their fall from greatness. People love that. People
They
love.
see the climb, and you're right. They want to help somebody bring them down, but it's unfortunate because this is when you really see who, or your supporters are, who's in your corner, who's backing you up. But it's tough when you have this in front of us, like, all this evidence, and then we've seen him be in such one way, publicly, and then privately we're learning about him even more. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a tough situation.
I really hate it because Diddy really was like a prominent figure. I mean, he's been around for decades, and
Yeah.
has done a lot in the community. We and in entertainment, and so it is sad to see this, but what's done in the dark is gonna always come to light, baby. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully the stuff isn't true, but these victims, they deserve justice. So hopefully, this case just does that, what it's supposed to do. But I feel sorry for his family. I feel sorry, that they want to be there to support him through this, but having to sit there and listen to these things about your dad, about, things that you wouldn't normally hear about your father, like his sexual, escapades and all this, I don't know. To me, that's a bit much. And I don't know. I wouldn't ask that. If I was Diddy, I wouldn't ask that of my children, to sit in there and to support me in that way. I just think that's a bit much. That's my take on it. You back, Sharelica?
And he does have adult sons, adult children that can be there if he really does want that family support. I
Yeah.
don't think so. Yes, no, yes, no.
I think so. I agree. But yeah, so we'll see how this thing plays out with Diddy. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is a case that I do want to, watch how it plays out. I want to, literally, I want to hear the defense. I want to hear all of the details. Because this is somebody that was held up to, a certain standard, and it's just a shame that this is what we're dealing with now. So I'm gonna be tuned in on this case and watching it. What about y'all?
I hope justice is served for everyone, and what's done in the dark will come to the light.
For sure. Well, we gonna see, and they gonna have memes for days. They already said Diddy gray haired now, looking crazy. It's probably rough in
So
there.
there obviously won't be cameras in the courtroom, right?
It's gonna
Like
be
the other
what?
cases I said there's no cameras in the courtroom, right, for this case?
No, they got like drawings. People, the little drawings they make.
Yeah, this coverage is no cameras, no phone, nothing. It's not even locked. No.
Yeah.